do this on air, or do you want to do it?
Just being a former shooter yourself, can you speak to maybe the importance of the guide hand on a jump shot in relation to Joe's injury? How important is it, or not important?
You know, some guys, Larry Bird, Reggie Miller, great shooters, and we got a couple guys on our team. They actually, technique-wise, you wouldn't say it's textbook, but they'll use their guide hand thumb. They use their hand kind of to propel the shot forward, but other shooters, and Joe is one of those who's more classic, has textbook form, the guide hand really comes off. That's all it is a guide hand. You know, you go up and shoot and his guide hand comes off. It's more of just to guide the ball up. So from a shooting perspective, you know, again, I have to see how cumbersome or how the protective padding is. I would hope it wouldn't have a big effect on his shot. Obviously,
so his technique bodes well.
It doesn't come into play. So again, it's just bringing it up. You know, actually, there's shooting devices. It's funny you say that. Like some they'll to help guys not use their guide hand, where it's almost like you'll put your hand inside of looks like a plate. It's a thin plastic shield to go up, so you're really a one-handed shooter.
Yeah, I remember coaches used to tape my thumb to my other finger on the left hand, so you wouldn't use your thumb.
Yep, and we got something called the Shooting Star. I actually endorsed it, so I can give it a little publicity. But it's something that doesn't let your thumb turn in. It's a little strap. So again, it's from a shooting standpoint, my hope is, you know, it's more probably about catching, grabbing, grasping, dribbling, all those things. But as far as, you know, if you got it in your hands, the shot motion should not.
And if he can't go, I assume it's Malcolm who goes into the starting lineup.
Yep.
And if Joe can go, I know I keep pestering you about this, but is there any thought of maybe trying to bring Sammy off the bench, or having?
You know, it's as I mentioned before. Is there thought of? Sure. I mean, we could bring. Just depends. Again, this situation's depends on how it goes with Joe, but those guys are all going to have to play. You know, Paul's not playing the same amount of minutes, but Sammy, Malcolm, Joe, John Tell, those four guys are playing a lot of minutes.
I was just thinking to break that mindset, you know, like get them in a different flow or something, you know.
It's certainly something that, you know, to consider. But, you know, we'll see how Joe goes, and we'll see where we're at.
And then one final question, Mr. Murray?
I think we're about at the limit.
All right. Well,
okay, thank you all. All right.